It's your host, Audrey here, and want to start out by shouting out our certified Sam Stans on our certified Sam Stan tier on Patreon. Say that 5 times fast. That was a lot. We're so grateful to you guys who are on that tier because it's our highest tier. So we want to say thank you directly. So thank you, Kuda, Killabees, Templeton, and Elizabeth. We love you. Thanks for your support. And if you're not on Patreon, come check us out. There's a lot of fun extra stuff for you guys every month and every week. And to every one of you who has come back to join us for our 3rd season, welcome back. We love you. Without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to sneeze. Nope, it's gone. Okay. Yay! All right. Those of you listening, I have Vic with me, and we're doing Justin Bello and Ghostfacers today. We're actually recording this out of order. So y'all have listened to Mystery Spot, but we haven't actually recorded it. We're trying to get everybody together for that one, and it's difficult with all the time zones.
Yeah, we've never done out of order before, but I think it makes sense with
yeah, it'll be fine. Okay. Are you ready? Do you have any stories to tell before we get into it?
I don't think so. I think we're good. Other than it's too warm.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Let's do it. So we're going to start with episode 12 of season 3, Justin Bello. It's written by Sarah Gamble. It's directed by Phil Sgriccia? I never say it correctly.
I think it's Sagricia.
Sagricia. Is it maybe Italian? I don't know. It's a very interesting name, and I always get it wrong. So this is kind of a complicated. It's like a complicated plot for some reason. There's just a lot that's going on. So Bella shows up in the cold open. And they're still looking for the cult. They haven't found it. And then she calls the police on them. So the FBI turns up and Henriksen is there. And the boys get arrested, I guess. And then you're going to have to help me with this because there's so much going on that I don't even remember what order things happen.
Oh, no, I was muting it so I could eat my biscuit.
No, eat your biscuit. It's fine. Vic has come to the podcast directly from the train. Like she rushed home from work to do this. So eat your snack. It's fine. Okay. So what's happening is there are demons that are attacking the small town. Henriksen doesn't believe in all of that. They arrest the Winchesters, and it takes Henriksen a really long time to believe in the demons. But Ruby shows up, and she's like, look, someone huge is coming. They're trying to track Sam down. It's basically a siege. Like, they're going to kill everyone trying to get to you. So what we need to do is we need to do this like
she literally just turns up and she's like, hello, here is the trolley problem.
Yes, literally. She's like, let's have an ethics lesson. And she's furious that the cult has been missing. Like, she's like, I fixed the cult for you and you guys lost it. What the fuck is wrong with you? So she's so mad. So she comes up with this plan. She's like, I know a spell, because remember, she used to be a witch. And she's like, I need a virgin and we're going to just like tear her heart out and like it's gonna kill all the demons. And that way only I think she and whoever the virgin is will die. It's like 2 people versus the entire like group of people and all of the demons. Because then you also are saving the vessels who are still alive because it like banishes the demons. And the other way is like hand-to-hand combat using the knife that will kill the vessel and the demon. Anyways, it's the trolley problem of trolley problems. And so they're like, we're not going to kill a virgin. And there's that little girl like Nancy who's like a Christian and she's like a victim of purity culture like I was. And so she's like, well, I will volunteer to be the sacrifice to save everybody because those are my friends out there. And so Ruby's like, see, she'll do it. I'm willing to go do it. Let's just fucking do it. And they're like, no. And so Ruby's like, okay, well, I'm leaving, I think. And so she leaves. She like goes through the huge group of demons on the outside with her knife. And she's like, come get me if you want me. And they're like, well, no. And they let her go. And so what they end up doing is they let everybody in, all the demons. There's a big fight. Lots of people get hurt, but eventually Sam does this really smart thing where like he has pre-recorded an exorcism, and once they have all the demons inside the police station, they turn on like the exorcism over the intercom. And so all of those demons are exorcised and they go like back to hell. So that's it. And it's like cool, I guess. And Hendrickson at one point was possessed, so now he believes, and so he decides for the Winchesters he's going to fake their deaths, let them go, and everything's cool. So you think it's cool, everything's worked, and then at the hotel later, Ruby's there, and she's like, turn on the news, and what has happened afterwards is, one of the demons has ratted out like where the Winchesters have been. And so the big up and comer, who we've been speculating is Lilith, it is Lilith, arrives. She kills everyone who survives, including Nancy, the little virgin, and Henriksen. And Ruby's like, well, your plan was the one with the body count, not mine. You guys suck at war. And then it's over. So I think I got almost everything. I don't know.
Yes, I think the only detail that I think you would issue a correction on is that Ruby's plan, I think, would have killed. I don't know if it would have killed the hosts, but it definitely would have killed all the demons. It doesn't just banish them,
So they're
which is why she
gone.
would have. Yeah, which is why she would have died too, and that was basically her argument at the end.
That's
Was
right.
that her plan kills them, so there's nobody left to run
To
home and tattle on them,
to
and yeah,
tattle, you're right. That's right. It was. That's what it was. She was like, yeah, it'll kill me too. That's what it was. And
yeah.
she was willing to do that, to further the whatever this like
But
strategy
the
is.
impression I got was that it probably would have killed the hosts as well, because she kind of said it would basically just like vaporize everyone.
Well,
So,
she clarified actually that because Sam asks that. He's like, well, does it kill the
mm.
host? And she says, not if they're still alive. Like if they're already dead, they'll be
Oh yeah,
dead.
okay. I
But
couldn't
if
remember that, but yeah,
Well, and that's why it was such a trolley problem. Because if it was like,
yeah.
oh, we kill the vessels anyways, it wouldn't have really saved anybody that like as much.
Mm.
It wouldn't have been that big of a difference.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, it was like a huge difference. Which is hard to. It's a hard conversation to have. Like we're gonna definitely get into it because it's like you're willing to like let this one girl kill like be sacrificed. Anyways, let's get into it. This is a very well written episode. I feel usually the ones that are hard to summarize are usually pretty good because it means
Yeah,
there are a lot of moving pieces and they're all important. And
yeah.
that's what this one is.
Fun fact. This is the only episode where we get both Bella and Ruby in the same episode.
Yeah.
They, of course, are not allowed to meet because we can't possibly risk
Why would we
two
ever
two women in the same scene.
why would we ever like pass the Bechtel test like literally ever on the show? But
Which
yeah.
is like the bare fucking minimum.
Oh my God, like literally they would only have to like meet and
I
talk
mean, also
about
there's.
like the weather.
I was gonna say, even if they had met, I can guarantee you they wouldn't have passed the Bechdel test.
No,
So,
they'd be talking about the Winchesters.
yeah.
So, the cold open had me really excited because it had Bella and Henriksen in it, which are two of my favorite, like, kind of reoccurring guest appearances.
Yeah,
But then I got
absolutely.
really sad because I knew this was when Hendrickson was going to die, which I think is unforgivable considering what a cool character he is. And it's
Mm,
after he finds out and believes in the supernatural and has their back. So it's another like element of what we always talk about how we want the universe to kind of expand into like, oh, there's people in these places that, know about it, but they don't become hunters. They just like help hunters. But instead they immediately kill him off. And it's like, well, all right. We can't have nice things. Um, and so I keep forgetting. I thought this was also going to end up being the episode where we find out what happened to Bella to make her this way.
no,
But
not yet.
I think we're supposed to, we're supposed to think that she's gonna sell the cult, but like we know because we've seen the series, like I think she wants to use it against the demon she made a deal with, like later
Yes.
on down the road. So that is foreshadowing, but we're supposed to not really know that. But when Dean's kind of like, oh, I can't believe you want to sell it, and she's like, you don't know me, you don't make assumptions about me, and you're like, oh, oh,
Their asses.
yeah. um,
Yeah.
not Sam's ugly ass shoes with those ankles on his chains or the chains on his ankles. I was like, girl, they don't look good with anything, including like prison chains.
James. I mean,
It was a weird thought to have because I was just like, oh no, they're in shackles. Ew, those shoes are ugly.
this is why I live in blissful not caring about fashion.
Well, it's such a juxtaposition to me when he has weird stuff on because I think he's so beautiful, and I'm like, why are your shoes dressed? Why are they so bad? Like, why are you? What's happening? But I mean, whatever. They have to bring him down a peg, I guess, because he's just so beautiful. They have to give
Yeah, it
him
would be
like,
too powerful. It would be too powerful if he was beautiful and also shabbily dressed. Like, come
right.
on.
Obviously, yes, totally. Did you feel like it was wild they locked the boys up together? Like you'd think they'd want to separate them once they arrested them, put them in separate. And like
Yes, it did feel a little bit strange, but on the other hand, the comedy moment of them like shuffling around trying to sit down was
that's
delightful.
my next line is like they literally like win sync without trying all the time, but then sitting down at the same time is a challenge. Like,
Yeah.
they're so silly.
It was a good bit of physical comedy from both of them there. I like
It
that.
was worth it, yeah. I
Very
mean,
funny. Yeah.
I just thought like Hendrickson like cleared out one of the prisons, like one of the cells of like some like drunk man that had been arrested earlier in the night from the little town. And I
Yeah.
thought it was so they had two cells, and one for Sam, one for Dean. And because there was an extra cell behind him. So I when they put them both in that cell, I was like, why didn't you just put them over there? Like I was why did we even go through all that? Because there's multiple cells. But whatever. I wrote down that Sam is not being spoken to at all by Henriksen.
No. But I mean, he does also refer to Sam and Dean as Hannibal Lecter and his half-wit brother. So it's quite clear that he has a not particularly high opinion of Sam.
Which is
I don't
crazy
really
because
know
Sam is like
how he
the
came to this conclusion.
not to be mean, but like Sam is the smart one. Like he's the one that gave them like hell in season 2. What was the episode called? I can't remember, but the one with Linda Blair. And so I don't know. It's just weird, but like you can just tell Sam's kind of like
yeah, in that one they also kind of assumed that like Dean was the real bad guy and Sam was just kind of like being dragged along by him for the ride. So it seems to be kind of like a constant thing of law enforcement.
yeah, but
just
not
kind
the
of assuming
dumb
that...
one. Like it's one thing for like Dean to be the evil murderer, but like it's another one to say Sam's stupid. Like no one thinks that. But I did think it was interesting. Like Sam, like kind of just sits there, like kind of like his eyes are. He's disassociating so hard, like sitting in that cell. And then,
Very relatable,
right? And then Henriksen is like, well, whatever. Like he's trying to like rib them and like get them pissed so that they make mistakes. And you mentioned something about like maybe John abusing, like sexually abusing them, possibly. And they both sit up. They're like, that didn't happen. It was regular abuse.
yeah. I noted that, like the speed with which Sam sits up at that. He's like, no.
Yeah, he cuts through the disassociation to be like, actually, it was just regular child physical abuse.
And neglect and
right. Oh, I did really love that Sam did have the exorcism memorized as he should.
Yes.
Because we were bitching about that earlier in the season when Dean couldn't remember the exorcism off the top of his head. And so he ended up getting his ass handed to him by a demon. And I was like, I think we were both like, Sam would have memorized it, and he has. So that was really cool.
What was but my question is though, was that the moment when Jensen deliberately messed up the exorcism, so he never had to do it again?
Yeah, his weaponized
I
incompetence.
can never remember which episode that is, so it might be that one.
It probably is because I wonder if he doesn't really do it much after that. Like he kind of is just
Yeah,
like,
no, he doesn't.
I'm
He
gonna
doesn't.
stab.
Like Dean basically never does the exorcism after. Yeah,
The
so
more like background you give me, like how you said last time, like they can give him any type of character to play and he'll just play them as Dean.
yeah, I
It's
don't
really
know. I don't know.
frustrating. Like I like him. I think he's a really good actor, but to say like he just wants to simplify everything down and homogenize it, like I was reading something on Instagram yesterday and it really bothered me. Um, they always kind of play with Jensen when he mentions like Batman of any like in any
Oh
capacity and
yeah,
they're just like waiting in the wings for him to be Batman and I'm like first of all we skipped him, he's Gen X and we've already had a millennial Batman, Robert Pattinson, so like
yeah.
relax, we're not going backwards, he's gonna be my age or younger from now on, please. I need my millennial Batman to continue. But I think it was like James Gunn, who's in charge of DC now. They were like,
Hmm.
"Oh, who's going to be his Batman?" Because the Batman is a different like segment. It's like a different line of Batman,
Yeah.
which is so who is it going to be with who's going to be the Batman with this new Superman? It's coming out in July, which we're recording this on July 1st, you guys. So we're still in the middle of summer. All of this is probably months old by the time you're hearing it. But I saw this thing on Instagram today or like yesterday, and it was just like, you never know. Jensen Ackles is such a good actor, like this and that. And just like he would make a good one. And I'm like, he would not make a good Bruce. What are we talking about? Like, I
They
love
will
Batman.
never let it. They'll never let it go.
And
I
I
did also enjoy.
don't want to
Enjoy.
Dean. I don't want to Dean Batman. And here's the thing. I
No.
love Batman down. He doesn't have glittery little princess eyes. Get those fucking lashes out of here. That is not. He might be the correct height, as we did comment earlier in this season, season 3. We did talk about how Batman is 6'1", and so is Jensen Ackles. But like that is it. Like Jensen Ackles is not Batman, and if he's gonna homogenize Batman and Bruce Wayne into the same Dean-like
Yeah.
character, like
Exactly.
the thing about being Batman is you have to be two completely three really. You have to be Bruce Wayne the playboy, you have to be Batman the like vigilante, and you have to be the guy in the middle who's the real Bruce. And you
Hmm.
that means you have to be three different people. And like Jensen has said out loud, that's not what he likes to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And his work has spoken for itself on that front. Let's just say that.
Someone put like a four corners of like, look at these four characters, these iconic characters that Jensen's played. They literally are from four different things. They're the same
Yeah.
expression, the same head tilt. I was like, okay, like go off, King.
Yeah.
Get your
The thing
coin if
is,
that's what you can do.
he's
But
good at what he does. It's just that his range is limited. I
sure.
did also see an article the other day where he briefly mentioned that he originally auditioned for Clark Kent when he was on Smallville.
Clark
And then,
Kent?
of course, yeah, and then, of course, the article was like, oh, he was nearly Superman. And it's like, no, he like originally auditioned for. They didn't call
And
him
he
back. Like, they
didn't
literally,
get it.
yeah, he didn't get it. Like, that's not nearly,
Yeah, it wasn't like
yeah.
they offered it to him and then he like couldn't do it. They were
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
"Oh,
Like,
pass."
and then they cast him as somebody else. I
Period.
don't know enough about Smallville. I watched one episode of Smallville when I was like 14, and I don't even know if this is real. I think I dreamt this episode because I've never watched enough of it to know, but I remember there being this episode that just terrified me. I was
Ooh.
so fucking scared of it, and I was like, I'm never watching this show ever again. And it had something in my mind, it had something to do with something that was like killing deer.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, I don't know if it's real, Audrey. I've never even
I
tried
don't
to
know.
look it
We
up.
should ask Elle because the reason that she came into Supernatural disliking Jensen is because
Mm.
of his character on Smallville. So she is a watcher. I used to
Ah,
watch
there you
it.
go.
I was in high school, I swear. I was dating my first boyfriend ever, and we would get together like every like Wednesday with our
Yeah.
friend who lived down the street from him, and the three of us would watch Smallville, and we loved it. And then I fell off after Lana because I was a Lana and Clark person,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
then Lois came. But anyways, all that to say.
Supernatural. It's a TV
Right.
show.
It is a TV show and Jensen Ackles is on it. So
Ostensibly, yeah.
the thing that I thought was really interesting about Henriksen is like he still doesn't want to believe the demons are real. Like he hears a
Hmm.
gun go off and he comes in after Sam has like exorcised this demon by memory. And and I almost said Jensen. Dean is the one who's been shot. Like he is bleeding because the demon shot him before he was exorcised. And Hendrickson's like, y'all shot this guy. He's dead. And Sam's like, okay, you need to check the body because that man's been like rotting away for weeks. Like clearly this is just like a demon's vessel. And he's like, I don't think so. Like he really cannot like
Yeah.
wrap his brain around it. Um, so it's sad that this is kind of how Hendrickson starts to believe in the boys, where he's like, well, there's nothing really going on that I can like grasp my hand. Because he keeps saying, well, your friends are out there. And my favorite thing about that is the boys' defense is we don't have any friends. Like they're like, well, we don't know anybody else. Like
Yeah.
he's like, they're not my friends. Like those are these guys, demons. And so then he has to go out and see that everybody has been murdered, basically. And then
Yeah.
like the chopper I think explodes. And so like I think this is when like oh shit, I forgot about this part. So I'm watching with Corey and I'm like, look how smart Sam is. Like, look how sweet he is. Like his little sweet face. Sam's like pleading with Nancy to come over and he's just like, come here. I just like, can you bring me a towel so I can help my brother in his blood? And like just like being so gentle. And I was like, look, isn't he so gentle and sweet? And then he scares the shit out of her by grabbing her. I was like, shit, what is he doing? Like I didn't remember. And then I realized he was pickpocketing her rosary so
Yeah.
he could bless the toilet water and turn it into holy water, which is so smart. Um, but it did upset me because I was trying to show Corey how sweet Sam was, but he was being manipulative.
Going back to just the original conversation with Victor, I did like the line "Your daddy brainwashed you." Like, I mean, he's not
Not
wrong.
wrong. Not wrong.
But yeah,
Um,
I love the off the top of his head exorcism.
Brilliant. I love that he grabbed the rosary.
Yeah,
That was smart. Like I hate that Nancy had to be freaked out. I would be terrified of him after that because he's so big. He
yeah,
could have literally just been like, "Can I have a rosary?" Because I think he could have puppy dog faced her into that. Like he's like, "Look,
quite possibly.
I know it's weird, but can I please just borrow your rosary? I
He
need
could
to
have
use
just
it in the
said like,
toilet."
yeah, or he could have been like, I don't know, I want to pray or something. Like, you just play into
Yeah.
her faith or something. Like, he probably could have got it off her that
Yeah, come
way.
over and pray with me and just pickpocket off of her like by like holding her hands or something. Like he could have
Yeah.
literally done anything. But I guess I don't know why he chose to do that. It really made me look bad in the moment. Because Corey was like, that's your man? And I was like, well, he's not. There's a reason. I was like, the rosary. And he was like, what's he gonna do that? And I'm like, bless the toilet water? Like it was just very silly. But um I'm obsessed with Dean's line delivery where okay, so Hendrickson shoots the sheriff
Oh,
and then he's exercised and he goes, I shot the sheriff. And Dean
didn't
goes,
shoot the deputy.
but you didn't shoot the deputy. And the
And
bitch
Sam's
face,
fucking face. It's so good.
the bitch face, that is like the bitch face of all bitch faces. And I do
Yeah.
believe that Bitter Sam Girl club, like back when we would do hiatus, like top 5 prompts
Hmm.
to get us through the hiatus, we had top 5 favorite bitch face moments. And I think that one's my favorite. And that was my number one. I'm pretty sure because the way he had to physically move his head around to look up at
Yes.
him, like he was just like a full 180 bitch face was so fucking funny. It was so good. And
So good.
I mean, Dean had to make that joke. I'm sorry. It was necessary.
Yeah, I mean, you can't leave that hanging there, can you? Like, come on.
Oh.
I also did like when Dean was like, "Oh, I wonder why." Like, we've never had like all these demons coming specifically at us before, and he's like, "I think it's because we're awesome. So because we're so awesome." Number one, just funny, but also like soon, I think Dean, this won't feel so novel.
Yeah, it won't feel so special after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Like you'll start to maybe not like it so much.
Yeah, for sure. And like I do really like too, like when Henriksen finally like has been possessed and then he comes out and he
Mm.
feels like this trauma, like he pivots right on his feet and he's like, okay,
Yeah, I
how do
wrote
we
that down.
survive?
It's like it's actually kind of like a quite Sam-like pragmatism to me.
Yes,
Like
I
the
like
way
him
that
so much.
yeah, the way it was like, okay, I've got this information now, so he just switches on a dime and he's like, cool, what do we do?
And
I
he
did also
defers to them because he knows that they know what they're doing. So there's no
exactly,
ego.
yeah.
It's very much like, okay, I was wrong. You guys
Yeah.
know what to do. I'm gonna take your lead.
Yeah. I did also really like the line when Sam's saying like you were possessed and Victor's like what possessed and Sam says that's what it feels like now you know. The
Hmm.
line delivery that Jared gives on it makes it so clear that Sam is speaking from experience. Like
Yes.
it makes it so obvious that that's a
Hmm.
callback to Meg.
Hmm.
And then there's the later line about when they do the first ever reveal of the anti-possession tattoos.
It is the
And
first reveal. I
yeah.
kind of screamed a little bit, and Corey was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I was like, "It's a very important moment, okay?"
Like it's not just that because they're showing me a little bit of their chest, honest.
No, well, and Corey's not even really watching. Like he's on his iPad drawing because he's like a tattoo
Yeah,
artist. And so then he hears me scream and he's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, obviously a big moment has just occurred."
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, when Victor asks about how long have you had those
Mm,
about the anti-possession tats, and Sam's response is not long enough. Like again, it was very clearly like at least from the way
yeah.
Jared read the line, it makes it really clear that he's talking about the Meg
Yeah.
possession.
He's like, "Wish I
So
had
I
thought about
really
this
liked
sooner."
yeah. So I really liked both of those moments. Like I just thought they were really well. Like the line reads on them were so spot on.
Totally. Totally. Did you watch Lost at all?
A bit of it. I
Did you
never
get
really got
far
into
enough
it.
in to see the smoke monster?
Oh yes, yeah.
So that's what I thought of when I saw like the demons smoking like through the city. I was like, "Oh, we're getting Lost like level effects right now, which are not good."
Yeah. No.
I was like, "Oh, okay, smoke monster. At least there's I feel like there's an excuse on Supernatural for it to look like that."
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair enough. They've got a much lower budget, I
It's
think.
CW. It's not like, yeah, it's not like a major television network, but I thought that
No.
was funny. I was like, oh, okay.
I will say though, at least the special effects. Did you ever watch Once Upon a Time?
No, I could never get into.
Okay.
I'm not. It's too Disney-y to me, so I couldn't.
the
But
the
there is a
first the
girly
first
from
season of Once
Lost.
Upon a Time, yeah, the first season of Once Upon a Time is like a masterpiece, and then the rest of
Oh,
it just descends into it's genuinely really good, and then like
nice.
beyond the first season, it does just descend into like what Disney cameo can we get in now?
Yeah, it felt like
Like
kind of
it gets more and more like
crazy. It's like
desperate.
Glee, where
Yeah,
Glee is like we're musicals and it's very fun and it's musical theater, and then eventually it's like what top 40 hit do we have to
yeah,
sing?
yeah.
And
But
like how
my
insane can we get?
yeah, but my main point was that that's like several many years after after well this point at Supernatural because obviously they were at one point concurrent. Supernatural ran forever,
Oh yeah, it was concurrent with
but
like
like
everything.
the special effects on Once Upon a Time were some of the funniest fucking things I've ever
Oh
seen. Like
no.
they make anything on Supernatural look good. They make like 90s Buffy special effects look good. Like
Oh.
like they literally looked like sometimes they that like not to bring up the words Harry Potter ever, but
Oh.
do you remember the Harry Potter PlayStation game that always got memed because it was
No,
so
I
bad?
never had PlayStation, and so I think I always
Okay.
skipped memes like that, and no, those never came across.
Right.
But I
Okay.
can
Anyway,
imagine.
notoriously bad. It was sometimes it was on like that level of like
Oh
it
my
looked
God.
like game graphics in a bad way. Anyway, it just
Yeah.
reminded me of that.
No, I was definitely like a
So
Nintendo
Supernatural
girly.
was doing better than that.
I had Nintendo 64, I had Wii, and now I have like a
Yeah.
Switch. But my favorite console will always be N64. Okay. I thought Dean's like, I think the world's gonna end bloody. Doesn't mean we shouldn't fight. Line was like kind of funny. Like you can tell he's kind of reveling like in this like heck yeah,
Yeah.
we're bunkering down and there's a siege and we're gonna get laywayed or whatever waylaid by this like but we're gonna take them on and like I just thought that was funny. And then
Yeah.
Ruby
I
shows
think
up and I all caps Ruby every time.
Yeah, me too.
Every single
Yeah,
fucking time.
I thought that that moment really kind of leaned into the title of the episode, like the
Mm-hmm.
justice in war
Mm-hmm.
um aspect of it.
Yes.
Which side note, by the way, I can now not hear Justin Bello without thinking of the con in Italy, like Jim Con.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like in my brain they're just connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
D-
I did think that that conversation between Dean and Victor was very like cop to cop communication. Like that was a moment where it was
Yeah.
like that was like a moment where you're like, yeah, hunters are just kind of cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's so true in so far as too they're investigators too. So they're like detectives and then they're like the muscle like
Yeah,
they're the
but they're also cops
investigators.
in less good ways.
Oh, yeah.
We really need to talk about like the repeated conversation about Nancy's virginity. I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute.
We will. First I want to touch on this one like brother moment that annoyed me.
Hmm.
So they reveal like Ruby reveals Lilith, like reveal like
Yeah.
says it. And I guess it was
Hmm.
on camera that she clarified to Sam that the up and comer is Lilith because in the last episode they mentioned an up and comer,
Hmm.
but they didn't say who it was. We speculated that it was Lilith in the witches
Yeah.
episode. And then she's like, "You didn't tell him?" And Dean's like, "Tell me what?" And so then we're in this whole thing where Sam is getting piled on by Ruby and Dean about not talking about this, which I'm like, but
Mm.
when did we, any of us, talk about this? It wasn't on screen. And so
Yeah, and it wasn't in Mystery Spot,
no,
so
it wasn't. And so I
yeah.
really think that off screen at some point, which is most of like Sam and Ruby's relationship, like his growing trust for her. Because at some point in this
Mm.
story, he's like, Ruby, like you can tell they have a rapport that is not something we've seen grow on screen. It's something they have grown off
Yeah.
screen. And so there must have been a conversation. But I'm like, why does Sam need to tell
I
Dean that there's someone?
I wonder if at least some of this is because we're now post writer's strike, right? Because Mystery Spot was the last episode that they wrote, or one of the like that's roughly at the halfway point because
Maybe.
they wrote it when they knew the writer's strike was coming. They
Hmm.
wrote it to potentially be a season finale if they needed it to be. So
Yeah.
we're now in the post writer's strike episodes. So I wonder if there's just been a bit of a we need to hurry this up because we
They're
now
like
know that we've
sewing
only
in
got
the
because
gaps.
they know they've got a very shortened season
Mhm.
from now on.
Yeah, they have
So I
like
think
five
that's what's going
episodes
on.
left at this point,
Yeah.
that they're
So I
allowed to
think that
do.
they're having to do a lot of like, okay, this happened off screen and we'll just like explain it on screen kind of
Well, it
stuff to
makes
fill in the
sense
gaps.
why they would have Sarah be the one to write an episode that needs to include all of those things to pull together because I never
Oh
felt
God,
like it was
you
that, and yet she
no,
still
exactly.
does it, and that's really
You know what
impressive.
I was you know what I was thinking when I was watching this actually. I was thinking, oh my God, Supernatural used to give the like big plotty like moving the season arc along kind of episodes to Sarah Gamble, and
Hmm.
then like by the time we get to the late seasons they're giving them to the fucking Tweedles and
Which
I'm
is
just like,
like
oh my God.
the worst writers on the entire
Yeah,
series to do the most important shit. It's so
like this is
insane.
what we've lost.
I God, I
It
know I love
literally
her.
I don't know why this hit me in this particular episode, but it really hit me that that was like what had happened, and I was like, that is so depressing.
It's like directly, yeah. I mean, the loss of Sarah Gamble on the show, you can directly draw a line from like where
Yeah,
the quality was to how it ended up. And once she was gone, like there was no hope for the show to recover because it was a bunch
yeah.
of dudes standing in a room being dudes about dudes.
And my understanding is that the bits of season 7 that aren't so great, like the Leviathan, were the stuff that was coming from Bob Singer.
Not shocking.
So
Not shocking at
yeah,
all. But didn't you
yeah,
feel like it was unfair for them to kind of pile on to Sam about like why didn't you tell me? I just don't like
yeah,
it when people are
absolutely.
like, why aren't you telling us all your fucking business all the time and why is Dean so entitled to it? And then it's also like, why would it have been important for Dean to know that in the first place, too? Like it
Yeah,
doesn't feel important. I mean, we don't know who Lilith is, so it just felt strange to me. And Dean was there when they spoke about an up and comer coming. So it's not like he didn't know someone was there. Now she has a name and it's like a big deal. I just don't know. It was weird to me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Does Dean know who biblical Lilith is? Like, did that?
I don't even think they clarified that on the screen. Like there would be people watching
Yeah,
who maybe would not have any idea who Lilith actually is biblically. They had to
true. I don't.
clarify what about Lucifer too. So I feel like if they would clarify about Lucifer, even though Lucifer's very known in the mythology,
Mm,
you know, they would do the same for Lilith. I don't think they would expect everyone to be like,
they
right, the
definitely do.
original, like,
Yeah, they definitely do later on. I know that, but
yeah,
yeah, you're right. It's yeah, it was weird, but I think you're also right that as much as it was weird, it didn't stand out as badly as it could have done, which I
true,
think is a testament to the writing. That
true,
it didn't feel too much like a clunky, here's some information that you didn't actually get
right.
kind of moment. Yeah.
No,
Um,
but I support
but no, I
Nancy.
agree. And I mean, I always hate any moment where they're like, oh, Sam's lying to Dean or Sam's like withholding information. Because it's just like, well, bitch, Dean does it all the fucking time.
And
And it's
like,
fine when he does it, apparently.
and what if it's just something he didn't think was that important? Like, I don't know why it's
Yeah.
important for Dean to know the name of this demon, even though she is going to be very important. He already knows about an up and comer, and there's like knowing her name right now isn't going to prevent anything from happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The next thing I wrote was poor
Yeah.
Nancy got outed as a virgin, and Dean is being very normal about it.
Ugh. Ugh. Okay, I have so much to say about
Please
all of
speak on
that.
it. Tell us about
So
what you.
gross. Well, number one. Hang on, where are my notes? They've got out of order. Yes, okay. So, first of all, Dean's "nobody's a virgin" line did make me laugh because that's kind of like accidentally woke Dean, because it's kind of
He's
like
pro
like
sex, sex
yeah, like or like
positive.
no, or like virginity is like a made up concept.
Right. Oh,
So,
accidental woke
but
Dean.
yeah, but then seconds later, he's just like the scene of him being like so surprised about the idea that Nancy is a virgin is so fucking gross. Like it's it's just like this weird like I don't know, entitlement or like I you know what I mean? Like there's something so skeevy about being like, oh, so you've never even not even once like it's just gross. It's
It's
really gross.
weird.
Yeah, and then like later on when they're like doing the trolley problem discussion, Dean's
Yeah.
whole argument is like I'm not going to let that nice, sweet, innocent girl who hasn't even been laid die.
Yeah.
And it's like number one, this is like that's just gross to begin with. That is Dean's argument.
She
It's
deserves
like
extra to live because she is a virgin.
yeah, exactly.
Horror movie
And
rules, actually, to be
yeah,
fair, in the tropes, that is. She's the final
yeah,
girl.
yeah. Um, and then the other thing is like that's such a like Dean kind of thesis statement moment to me because it's kind of like the whole thing of like hunting as protecting like white suburban America.
Ew, so
Like
true.
you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like we got to protect like this pure innocent girl from the other.
From
You
the
know,
other. Yeah.
yeah, like it's very on the nose. So
I
yeah,
just
and then particularly combined with like Dean and Victor's conversation when talking about white picket fences and stuff, I was just like, yeah, yeah. it's
it was weird. It's a bad
it's
it's
obvious what the underlying thematics are here.
yes, it is. It is. But I loved how Ruby and Nancy were like taking the lead on this, and then they kind of defer to Sam, and they're like, "Don't you think, Sam, that like what we're saying does technically make more sense than like just letting everybody in to kill everybody and slaughter us?" And
Hmm.
I just like that. It's like Sarah Gamble really knows how to write exactly my shit. Like two women taking charge and then they defer to my man as a validation. And he's like, well, I mean, pragmatically speaking, that is a better, that is a less bad trolley problem than if we let everybody in to kill everybody.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that's why it's such an uncomfortable conversation to have is because like Dean is thinking short term. He's like, I don't want her to die in the short term. And then Sam's thinking long term, where he's like, but she would die in the long term a different way because we didn't allow her to sacrifice herself in this
Hmm.
way. And Ruby's willing to do this too. So it's like Ruby's not even like getting anything out of this. This is literally the one way that we can save the most
I
people.
think there's also something to be said for the fact that like Ruby's agency in terms of um choosing to choosing to sacrifice herself theoretically is never questioned. It's just kind of like, okay, well, because she's a demon and whatever, like fine, she can make that choice herself. Whereas Nancy isn't even really allowed to, even though she very clearly asserts that this is a choice that she is willing to make herself. Her
Right.
agency is immediately questioned because she is like this sweet, innocent virgin. It's like,
Yeah, you don't know what you're
therefore, she,
missing. I'm going to choose for you.
yeah, exactly. Therefore, she has no like agency in the matter. And it's this like, it's very stark to me that there was like, yeah, two people in this situation and one of them's agency isn't questioned because of her like affiliation with the other side, and like
Yeah.
Nancy's is
Well,
because
and Dean
she's,
wants her dead anyways.
yeah, well, that too.
Right.
But you know what I mean, like
No, totally.
nobody questions whether or not that's a decision that Ruby gets to make or can make. It's just
Right.
kind of like, sure.
It's so frustrating.
But
So,
I did also want to highlight the when she first appears and she's like, you know, do you know how many people I had to kill to get in here and whatever? And she said, I think some guts splattered in my mouth while I was killing my way in here.
does anyone have a
That line's
breath
so
mint?
good. Yeah.
I was killing my way in here. It's so funny. I just love her. And I love Katie Cassidy as her. She does such a
Yeah,
good
she's
job
fantastic.
as Ruby. It's so good. But when she leaves, now it's like 3 men and a tiny woman have to like take on all the demons alone. I said, I don't know, man. It seems like the women had it right because this is very dumb. So I didn't see the vision at first. I didn't realize they had that intercom thing ready to go. But even
Mm,
so, it does end up being bad because
yeah.
of what Ruby said. Um,
I do love the recorded exorcism. I can't believe we only ever, as far as I can think, only ever get that once again, which is in Mother's Little Helper, where Sam has it on his phone and he
in
uses the
season
recorded
9.
exorcism. Yeah, but like I like the idea that like that is a thing that Sam has. Like maybe this gives him the idea to then record, you know, to
Yeah.
have that on a recording.
Yeah.
So I think in my brain I fill in the gaps where he's used that other times, you know, because
Yeah.
it makes sense to me that this might have made him be like, I should do this more often. Like I should just keep this as a recording. And like
Yeah.
maybe in the earlier seasons he's just got it on a tape or like a dictaphone or something, and then
Yeah.
later seasons he switches it to putting on his
On his
phone, and
audio.
yeah,
Yeah, his like audio app. And then
yeah,
one of my favorite elements of the fighting was Sam just like slinging water around.
yes,
Like he was just like splish splash bitches like it's holy water, but like it looks so stupid like considering it's a big battle, but because it's like sizzling the demons, it looks
yeah.
cool on the show, but like you
It
can imagine
it
Jared just being like splashity splash.
it reminds me of in Buffy in season 7 when the Buffy's heading off to go fight the Turret Khan, the Uber Vamp,
Oh, right.
for the first time, and she's bringing all the potentials to what turns out to be like, she set it up so that it's the arena and she's gonna kill them all, but she's kind of like arming everyone up,
Mm-hmm.
and she's handing out weapons and stuff, and Andrew's just like, can I have anything? And she just hands him like this little bottle of holy water, and it just made me think of that, like, because it's kind of implied that like that is the most useless weapon, you know? It's kind of like,
We're
you can
like
have some holy water,
the most
it
useless
will
person.
it will hurt them a bit
I just
for a
love
minute.
that. It's so funny.
Yeah,
So when Sam and Dean, when it's over and they all are
yeah,
exercised or whatever, um, it's like Sam and Dean were on the chopper when it went up in flames, and you couldn't even do
mm-hmm,
dental records or whatever. And I just noted that the real world consequences are now erased, just in time for
yeah,
Dean to die and go to hell. But like now they don't have anything holding them back. Like it's like a clean slate
mm,
as far as Earth is concerned.
yeah.
Um, But then immediately, so Lilith comes, she walks in. She's a little girl. She's played by a little girl. And
Mm.
she says, "Have you seen two guys? One's really tall, one's really cute." And I literally said, "Fuck off," to the TV. And Corey again
Yes.
startles up from his iPad and goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Fuck that little girl." And he's like, "Oh, damn." What?
I, I, I wrote. So you're just looking for Sam then?
I mean, obviously.
Like they're
They're
both
tall and
both of those
cute.
descriptions. Exactly. But also, I can't believe that Sarah Gamble betrayed us this way by writing this
Sarah,
line.
Sarah, how could you? I was just like, Jared Padalecki is one of the most uniquely beautiful people I've ever
Yes.
seen. Like, I'm sorry, but Jensen's
There
just
are a lot of
more
Jensens.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's just like a regular guy who's attractive. Like, no one looks
Yeah.
like Jared Padalecki. And I just think it's deranged how the show continues to try to like cut him down in certain
It's
parts.
so weird. It's
I
so
don't get
weird.
it. It's very
No.
strange. But then of course Henriksen dies along with Nancy because
I
Lilith like
know.
kills everybody. And Sam is in his little V-neck with a little black eye that's healing and he looks so beautiful. And that's when Ruby like shows up.
I did note the single layer.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, gross. And then he's getting scolded because Ruby comes in and she just like she hands both the boys something to protect them from Lilith. Like she makes them like a
Mm.
charm bag or something.
Hex bag, I think. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it would be
maybe.
a charm, right? Because she's not hexing them. She's trying to
Oh, I
protect
guess so.
them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like he's like Lilith is after them. She scolds them about their plan and she's like, "Which two had the higher body count, you dipshits?" And she's like, "I know how to deal with war. You guys are bad at it. You don't understand
Yeah.
strategy. Fuck you." Unfortunately she is correct. And that's the end. It's a pretty bleak ending
Yeah.
because nothing good happens. Like
No.
it's very her being like, "I told you so, TBH, and fuck you guys."
Yeah.
Like, so do you have any like final thoughts before we rate this episode?
I feel like this is one of the few times where they go for for a slightly pretentious title where it actually feels kind of justified. Like calling it like the Latin for justice in war
Yeah.
actually is kind of a good description of the episode.
Yeah, it's so
So
fabulous. I love that they end it with Ruby bringing it back to this is war and we need to be smart.
yeah.
Because I think the theme could get lost in it because we are so used to
Mm,
just fighting supernatural. And so she's like, no, there's a bigger thing at play right now. And you guys are being stupid about how to move through it. And you should listen to me.
yeah. I think there's a degree to which it's just, again like the it suffers from this truncated back half of the season with the writer's strike because I feel like this episode it does build it up and then it never quite comes to fruition with this feeling of them being at war in the same way, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I think had they had longer and they hadn't had this like truncation of the writer's strike. I mean, supposedly originally the plan was for Sam to go like full boy king,
Oh my
and
God, it would have been so cool.
you know what? I kind of agree, but also I always think when I hear this, I'm like I don't know if I would have trusted these writers to do it. But I don't know if I would have trusted Supernatural to do it because Supernatural loves to demonize Sam.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if Sam had gone full boy king, I feel, and given the way that this whole season, as we've noted, they keep doing all these moments where they're trying to be like, oh, they brought him back wrong. Oh, look at him. He's all like going all evil and
He's
whatever.
going
Like,
all
I just feel
Dean.
like, I feel like it was bad enough what the like what we got in season 4 in terms of the way the show framed it and therefore the audience reacted. I
Well,
think had they
especially because
gone
they
the
bring
like
in like addiction, which is actually a real
yeah,
world issue that is very
well, I mean
misunderstood to
yes,
begin with.
but I feel like had they gone like the Sam goes full on boy king route, I don't want to think about what the fandom reaction would have been like.
I just
You know
think it
what I
would have
mean?
looked cool and I would have been like, fuck yeah, that's
Yes,
my dark king. Like I would
exactly.
have
I
been
mean,
down. I don't
yes,
care about that.
I
I
would have
don't care
loved
what
it.
the fandom thinks.
I don't know. I'm like, I'm already stressed enough about what the fandom thinks. Just thinking, just like the hypothetical reaction to that just stresses me
Yeah.
out even more.
Ah,
But
fuck them. I don't care. I don't care what they think because we're right. They're wrong. Anyways.
that's very true.
All right. Are we ready to rate Justin
I think
Bello?
so.
Okay,
I think so,
cool. Let's start with our wardrobe judgment. Again, very silly for an episode that's so serious, but
yeah.
we've got horrendous, adorable, genuinely good, or terrible but great. What did you think of Sam?
I gave this a genuinely good for two reasons. Number one, I like the green shirt that he's wearing underneath
Yeah.
the jacket. So if it had just been that outfit, it probably would have just gotten adorable.
Hmm.
Even though I do like that green shirt,
It's a
because
nice
I
one.
like when he wears something that's like. I feel like in season 3 they're kind of doing a little bit of stuff where he's got stuff that's starting to become more like plaid adjacent, like hunter adjacent stuff, but there's
Yeah.
still some stuff that feels a little bit more like uniquely Sam, and
Yeah.
that shirt feels a little bit like that to me. But it got bumped up to the genuinely good by the single layer plus the little bruise on his eye.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly what I gave it to, and that's why. I love that. No, it was a good episode. No offensive shirts for me. So let's do our Sam fan friendly scale. We've got screen time, enjoyment, and heart eyes on a scale from 0 to 5. We'll start with you, Vic. For screen time, what would you score screen time for Sam in this one?
I give this a 3.9
Okay.
because there's a lot. I mean, kind of as we noted in in that opening conversation with Victor, like there's a lot of moments where Sam is kind of just in the
Yeah,
background.
he's like
You know what
present.
I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. I think the screen time he has is good,
Hmm.
and there's lots of like little, you know,
Yeah.
Sam's big beautiful brain moments. But
Hmm.
it's a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's not as much
small.
of it as I'd like.
Yeah, for sure. I gave it 3.5, so I'm with you. He's not there enough for it to
Hmm.
be, super high. So how much did you enjoy this episode as a Sam fan?
I gave this a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Like again, I enjoyed all. Actually, no. That's because I gave the screen time a 3.9. Give it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's fair.
enjoyed all the moments he was on screen,
Mm.
and I think like all of the big beautiful brain moments and like his little reaction faces in the background were so good and whatever. So it was enjoyable, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like
I gave it a
there
4
wasn't enough.
also. Yeah. Same
Yeah,
thing. Same. Um, all the same reasons too. So,
yeah.
we're vibing on this one.
Mm.
So let's talk about heart eyes. How big were your heart eyes, Vic, for Sam in this episode?
So I gave the heart eyes a little bit more. So I gave
Mhm.
this a 4.6.
Okay.
Partly again, I think single layer Sam comes into it, but then also again like big beautiful brain, all that
Hmm.
kind of stuff. So yeah, there were lots of moments where I was like, Sam. And I like getting to see stuff where Sam is. I like to see his like pragmatism. So
Me
like
too.
in the like trolley problem discussion, I actually really like Sam being the one who's like, well, from a pragmatic point of view,
Yeah.
Ruby's plan makes sense. Like, I love that side of him.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that.
I
Yeah.
gave it a 4.2, a little lower than yours, just because I enjoyed all the same moments as you, but you know how I love when he's being
Hmm.
like really sweet with victims, and he used that
Yeah.
to betray me in this one. So I had to knock it down to 4.2. But that overall, I rated it a 3.9. You rated it a 4.16. And so overall, this is a
Sounds about fair.
4.03 on the SAM scale. Let's look at the general scale
Okay.
because maybe the Sam scores will differ from this one. So
Hmm.
we've got writing, directing in one, and then acting
Yeah.
is one, and enjoyment is one. So Vic, what did you think of the writing, directing for this one?
Um, I gave this a 4.3. I think it's very well written, as
Hmm.
most Sarah episodes are. It had a lot of moving parts to work with, and it handled them all very well.
Hmm.
And the directing was good. I thought there were a few moments that stood out to me. So yeah.
I gave it a 4.6. I think the writing was so good. I think the directing is good. Um,
Mm,
I don't know, it wasn't a perfect episode, but it was really, really good. Like I really liked it. I really liked how balanced it was considering how much she had to throw at us and how much was still it never felt forced, it never felt rushed. It was paced
Yeah.
very well. She's just
Oh, I actually I did
fantastic.
I meant to say that I did knock a few points off for the repeated virgin conversation because I
Yeah,
just
that made
found
me
it
uncomfortable.
so
That's why
gross.
I wanted to give it like a 4.8. I think it's one of the best
Yeah.
scripts of the season. But yeah, that was
Hmm.
icky. What about acting?
I gave this a 4.6 for the acting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lots of
I
good
thought,
acting, yeah.
yeah, obviously, Victor's really good, and
Love
then
him.
I thought, yeah, Kate Cassidy is amazing, and I thought that most of the like smaller parts were pretty good too. There wasn't anything like egregiously bad in any
Yeah,
of the like smaller side characters. So
I agree.
not like that first episode.
Oh my God, every side character was terrible. Yeah, I gave it a 4.5. I thought everyone was really good. The only one that kind of stood out as like maybe not great was Nancy, but she
Hmm.
was fine. Like she was fine. So
Yeah.
it didn't really detract. And finally, enjoyment. How did you enjoy this episode?
I gave this uh, a solid 4.5.
4.5. I gave it a 4.8. I think it's a really good episode.
Mm,
Just on its own, great episode.
that's fair.
And I might put it on, just for fun. Like I always say,
Yeah.
if there are episodes where I will only watch it when I'm watching it in context. Those are going to be
Mm.
3 or lower, but this one I
Supernatural's
could watch it.
Supernatural's interesting to me in that there
Hmm.
are very few episodes that I just put on to put on.
Hmm.
If you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
Buffy, I'll put like there's like so many episodes in the season, even if they connect to the bigger season arc, that
Hmm.
I'll put on their own. Whereas, and I don't mean this as a criticism to Supernatural in the slightest, but it's just interesting to me that there are actually very few episodes. Like it to me, it's always at least earlier seasons, the first five,
Yeah.
genuinely feel like something that you need to like watch in context. To me,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get it. But I could watch this
Like
one
there were a
for
few,
fun.
but
Yeah.
there's not as many as with other similar kind of shows.
Hmm.
And the only other thing I was going to say is that once again, it's hilarious to me that there are like a whole load of Dean girls out there who hate Sarah Gamble. When like this episode has some of the like most iconic like Dean lines of anything in the show, like
Yeah, she gives
multiple
them a
of
lot of
them.
good stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's so funny. It's so funny that they're
That's
like,
so
yeah,
strange. Whatever.
yeah,
Whatever. You can't
yeah,
you can't reason with crazy. So whatever.
yeah.
Okay. So I on the regular general rating scale, I gave it a 4.6. You gave it a
Hmm.
4.4. So overall, the general rating for this is a 4.55 versus the
I think
Sam
that's fair.
scale, which is 4.03. So yeah, this is actually higher on a general rating scale
Yeah,
because
that
of the
makes sense
lack
to
of
me.
Sam, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, we've got one more. We're
yeah.
gonna do Ghostfacers. This
Yay!
episode is so fucking funny. I love it. Okay. It's so easy to summarize too. So thank God, because the first one I was
Yes.
like, what's happening? So Ghostfacers, this one is Ghostfacers with the exclamation point. It's written by Ben Edlund and is directed by again, I can't say it.
Sagria, I think.
Sagrecia. Yeah, I don't know.
Sagrisha, I think.
Sagrecia. Okay. We love you, Phil. Sorry. So it is so funny. It's as if it is a web series. And
Yep.
because it's a web series, they can cuss and they just bleep it. So the fucking Winchesters can finally speak freely as we know they would if they weren't on the CW, which is so funny. And so the cold open
Yes.
is the like it's okay. It is clearly making fun of Zach Baggins, which I would like to take a moment to say, fuck Zach Baggins and the like ghost hunters. Maybe not
Hmm.
the other ghost hunters, but specifically him. He's such an asshole. He cheated on Holly Madison. Like, how do you do that? She's a precious angel. And I just love that this is kind of out there to make fun of him in perpetuity. Anyways, so they introduce everybody as if the show is Ghostfacers, and then at the end of the intro, it's like Sam and Dean are like caught on camera, and they're like Sam, Dean, and it's so
Yes.
funny. And so you're getting to know these idiots. So we know the main two guys. And then there's like one of their sisters who's Maggie, she's adopted. There is this other guy who just kind of acts as a like a cameraman the whole time. He's very strange and makes a very racist joke later, which is really horrific.
Hmm.
But he's just like there to record and he's weird. So I'm glad he's behind the camera most of the time. And then there's this really sweet intern. His name is Corbett. And so that's the team. And they go into this house and they give us all the exposition for this haunt as if it's part of the Ghostfacer like episode. And so when we run into Dean and Sam in this haunted house, which the haunt only happens like every leap year, so it has to be on this night or we have to wait 4 more years. And so they run into Sam and Dean. It's very hilarious. Sam and Dean have no patience for them being very stupid. And then eventually Sam and Dean get separated. Corbett gets abducted by this very scary, which he's basically a he's like a what do you call him? A doomsday prepper. He's and so the ghost is a doomsday prepper. He has like this bunker underneath the house that where he like has his birthday party. It's very like um Texas Chainsaw Massacre where like all the like
Mm.
there's a bunch of dead people set up downstairs for his birthday party, which that's where Corbett is taken, that is where Sam is taken, and they eventually are able to discover that this is happening, save Sam, and the only way to get rid of this bad guy is actually when Corbett is having his death echo. So there's all these death echoes in the middle of the haunting. They realize that none of these deaths happened in the house, but this
Hmm.
creeper ghost guy who is a doomsday prepper had been stealing bodies from the morgue, and so the bodies were in the house, and so that's why the death echoes were happening. So
Yeah.
Corbett, who's a sweet little gay baby who's like in love with one of the Ghostfacers and he had died, has his death echo. And the Ghostfacer he's in love with goes over and is like, hey man, and is like trying to like get him out of this ghost, like this echo, because you can only do that if you have a connection. And so like he's able to
Mm.
like wake Corbett out of this like death echo, and Corbett is able to destroy the bad guy ghost. And he's like the hero of
Mhm.
the story, and it's all very sweet. I was worried they were going to be kind of like butt of the joke of his like queerness and like kind of exploit him. Instead, it was like really sweet and he was the hero. And then at the end, Sam and Dean like give them their number
Feedback.
and then, well, they give the number. He's like, here's my
Yes.
Sam's like, here's my number. So then the web series ends, and so Sam and Dean are Dean and they're watching it with them, and it's like the final
Yeah.
cut, and they're like, what is this? What do you think? And they're like, oh my God, that's gonna be amazing. You guys are great. Thanks for having us. Bye. They leave, and Sam has left behind a like duffel bag, and it has like a digital scrambler in it, and so like when they get to the car, it is like fucked up every single electronic in the house.
Yep.
They lost all the footage. It is gone, and the web series is no more. And then the boys are like, beep, and they're gone. And that is a Ghostfacers episode. It was honestly such
Yeah.
a blast, but like literally nothing happens that matters. So,
Yes, I was gonna say I didn't write that many notes, but
me
could I?
neither.
Sorry. Okay, so my number one thing, not to bring up things that remind me of Buffy like twice in a row,
No, do
but
it.
the opening remind in particular. I know it's like making fun of other stuff, but it
Hmm.
specifically does remind me of Storyteller. So the season 7 episode where Andrew is recording like where he decides to make a
Oh,
video like recording it like Buffy's efforts and whatever. So it's a kind of a
right.
similar premise, I guess, in that it's
Hmm.
like somebody setting up and he does the same sort of thing of like being in the fancy like except of course in Storyteller everything's we're not really seeing him, like we're seeing his imagination of what's going on, so it's kind of yeah, it's got that extra layer, but it has the whole bit at the like the beginning where he's like in a fancy chair and he's like, oh hello gentle viewers, like it had the same kind of vibe, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean, but also just like Ed and Harry kind of have Jonathan and Andrew vibes in
Hmm.
general.
Yeah,
For a couple, like they would get on. Like you could just put
totally.
you could put Jonathan and Andrew out there, and they would be like they would get on like a house on fire. But also, I feel like they kind of serve a similar
Roll.
narrative role. Not in the way like Buffy did use the trio to like explore some actually kind of like interesting stuff around like geek culture and like
Right.
misogyny and stuff. But
Yes.
but they did but they did also basically just use the trio as an outlet for all of the writers like most nerdy references that they wanted to put in the show but didn't want to but like couldn't put in the mouths of other characters because it wouldn't make
Right.
sense. And I feel like Ed and Harry are kind of serving that similar purpose of just being like, here's all the like we can't have Sam or Dean being like have the line about like you know, whatever it is, something Lord of the Rings or
Right.
what would Buffy do in one of the previous episodes or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like I feel like it's a similar outlet. I mean, I remember on Buffy they said that with the trio they literally wrote them by just like people would just like write down conversations that they heard in the writers' room and then like use that as lines for them. I do wonder if something similar is going on there. I mean, it's very that's very Ben Edlund kind of
Yeah.
humor because he's comes more from that kind of world.
I love that. I will say what knocks a huge thing of my writing score down for this one
Mm.
is the indigenous racism that
Oh yeah.
I don't even want to get into it, I think, but it was I could not believe that they made a joke like that in 2000
Mm.
what 7, like it was
Yeah.
unbelievable to me. So gonna let that just be known, fuck that
Yes.
shit was fucked, and we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I like Ben Edlund as a writer, but he has several things where he writes stuff where you're like, yeah, no, no.
no, no,
Like
no.
there's that line in season 6 where I think it's in The Man Who Would Be King where it's the episode where like Cass is explaining his whole what's been going on in season 6 where he's decided to try and like take over heaven.
Oh
And
yeah, he
there's
like
and there's
narrates that one, doesn't he?
yeah, but there's a line in
Ooh.
there that and it was written by Ben Edlund and there's a line in there that's like everyone's heaven is different and like I you know everyone has their favorite heaven to go hang out in. Mine is my favorite heaven is the heaven of an autistic man who drowned in the bathtub in
Oh
1954.
yeah.
And oh my god, that line is so fucking gross.
I
It's
forgot
so
about
weird.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a few bits like that where it's just like, I don't know about that, man. Like,
Also,
I
leave
don't
that
know.
poor man alone in the afterlife. Stop going to heaven, weirdo.
Yeah,
Castiel.
yeah. Yeah, I did laugh at them putting in a writer's strike reference at the start, though. That was funny.
Yes, that was funny.
Yeah.
I also thought it was like extremely ridiculous that Dean and Sam just roll up in his loud ass car with the classic rock blaring in the middle of the night, like not stealthy at all. Like, what are we doing, you weirdos? They're just
We're
like,
seeing what
wah,
they're
wah,
really like.
wah, and they're like, they have like a flashlight, and then the windows are down, and then they
Yeah.
drive off. I'm like, no wonder the police were after you guys for 2 seasons. Like, not trying to be chill at all.
Yeah.
And then I think, I don't know which one it is, but one of them's called Ed. That's the one Corbett is into. And the
Yeah.
other one's the one who was like, calm the whirlwinds of your mind. And I thought that was a really fun line, a really stupid, silly
Yes.
line.
Yeah. I did also write down that this episode is kind of like the supernatural equivalent of like a Doctor Light episode of Doctor Who. Like it
Yeah,
has
where
kind of
like
like
10 is like running around in the background with Martha and like we see
yeah,
him here and there, but like that they're the like C roll of the show.
yes,
It
like it's
really
very
is
that.
that. Though the first
Yeah.
cussing of the episode is by Sam when he goes, holy shit. And then Dean goes, fuck
Yes.
me.
Oh, I wish they'd gotten to swear more. I
I
wish it
know.
had happened.
Oh my
Like
God.
it's so funny. Although it's part of what makes this episode so funny is because we're so used to hearing them using like
Crap.
CW curse words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, what the heck?
That
But
that's always so funny to me, by the way, that crap in the US is like is not a curse word
it's not.
in the it's fine on network TV
Mhm.
because in the UK that's considered way more of like like a curse word.
Then
You never
shit.
would have been able. Not no, not necessarily than shit, but just like it is considered more of a curse word, as in you wouldn't have
Oh,
got that past like censors
That's
or like
crazy.
watershed stuff. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
because we used to have the watershed, which doesn't really exist anymore, but it used to be like pre 9 o'clock, pre 9 p.m. and post 9 p.m. TV was where you had this like
Then you could say crap.
stuff. Yeah, stuff had to be family friendly or it couldn't be family friendly, which is how we ended up with the like censored version of Buffy that was shown at 7 p.m.
Oh my
And
God.
then which
No crap in that one.
well, sometime I'll tell y'all the story of like me encountering the uncensored version of Buffy season 6 for the first time because I had literally only seen the censored version.
Oh
So
my
fucking funny.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to tell that to us
But
on a chatty episode. That'll be really funny.
yeah. But yeah, so but I know I remember in the Buffy episodes they would censor crap. So yeah, it's
That
definitely
is
considered way more.
funny.
Yeah, it's definitely considered more of a curse word in the UK. I don't know why,
It's so
but
wild. It's so interesting how words like that like get considered colloquially like good or bad. Like just because like they're just fucking words. So
yeah.
whatever, dude. Let Dean say
Oh,
fuck.
and also the fact that they're allowed to say bitch so much is
It's
also like
literally
so fucking
like a
telling.
gender-based slur and they're
Yeah.
just like throwing it around. But
Yeah,
like, yeah,
because that again would not have like that would not have got past. That would have been considered just as bad as like fuck or shit
it
saying bitch.
literally
So
hurts my feelings every time he does it. But also, whenever one of the Ghostfacers comes up to Dean and he's like, "Listen here, chisel chest," to Dean
yes.
is wild. Like, where is his chisel chest? What chest have we ever seen of his unchiseled? Are you
Oh,
serious right
at
now?
least it's not. At least it's not me body shaming Jensen. It's
No, not this time. It's me. I'm just like, that's not even a
I
like
would just.
what?
I would also just like to be clear that I actually do think Jensen does have a nice body. Like you don't have to be like muscly
He
to
does.
have
He
a nice
has a nice body, but chiseled
Yeah.
chest is
Yes.
definitely not what I would call Dean.
That's a description written by the like the Dean girls that make merch with like manips of Dean with his top off, and it's like,
Yeah, literally,
and
that's
they've
what I
just
thought
pasted on
of.
some.
When you
Yes.
when you told that, that's exactly what came to my
Yeah.
mind. I was like, are they looking at the manipulations that were at that convention that Vic went to?
Yeah. They're not. They're everywhere though. Like it's so funny that people are like, I don't know.
That's I don't.
Let him
Everyone's
have
crazy.
his body, how it is.
Let him
It's
have
fine.
exactly. We're body positive. So Sam looks great in this lighting. I don't know what to tell you guys. He also looks giant. Like there's something about
Yes.
only being able to see like a grainy little glint of his eyes, like
Yes, I
leagues
wrote this
above
down.
everyone else. I was like, what in the hell? Did he get a foot
He
taller?
looks so huge in this episode.
He
It's
does.
crazy. And also just something about both of them. They look different. I don't know if it is just like the grainy camera or like if the makeup department did something slightly different with them, but they look different and it's really interesting to me and I can never quite put a finger on how they look different. But I think it is that they look more like
It's the type of cameras.
yeah, I think it makes them look more like naturalistic, if that makes sense. Like more like slightly more like what Sam and Dean might actually look like if you meet
Yeah.
them in the wild, as
Yeah.
opposed to like shiny TV Sam and Dean.
No,
So
totally.
it works. It works really well on that front.
I
and
really
it kind of
liked
works
it.
with everything.
There was
Yeah,
also
but
another.
It's
Sorry.
weird because it's like it's so undefinable how they look different. They just do.
Yeah, it's because
Other
we're
than Sam
not
looking
used
tall.
to ever seeing we're not used to ever getting to see them when they're not movie stars. And so I do think like seeing them on like a like a internet computer like recording device, like that's
Yes.
what we put on our like Instagram stories or something of all our friends.
Yeah.
There was also a fourth wall break that I really like where the Ghostfacers told Sam and Dean like it's okay, we'll just make you like a reoccurring character or something when this hits the
Oh, yeah.
television. I was like, that's them, that's what they are. That's what they are on
Yes.
Supernatural. Also, I really just liked the line delivery that Jared did where he goes, "We've got 2 months left, and instead we're gonna die here tonight." And I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, I love this." I mean, I don't love that, but I do like the
No.
line delivery and just how like Sam's like, "I hope you're happy with yourself. You had to come
so
here."
pissed. He's so pissed off. Yeah, I do also like the "Let's go hunt the Morton house. It's our Grand Canyon" line. Like,
Oh, also another
yeah.
fourth wall break is when they're looking through like papers downstairs. The hospital is called the Gamble General Hospital, so they were like
Hmm.
shout out to Sarah
Yeah.
Gamble. Like, oh, I thought that was
As
cute
they
too.
as they should.
Oh, and
But yeah.
one more that I have to say.
Yes.
Um, this is the most tourist thing that Sam has ever said. He's like again looking through like the flyers and stuff downstairs or whatever, and it's
Hmm.
like a pamphlet that says survival.
Oh,
He's like survival underneath an atomic attack. Oh, an optimist. I was like, that is
yeah.
like the most earth sign thing anyone's ever said. Like that is hilarious. Like I could hear my friend Rocky, who is a tourist, say the exact same thing.
Yeah, the line delivery on that again is really good as
He's
well.
so
There's
good
just
at
yeah.
deadpan like Sam. Like he's just
Yes.
so perfect. His choices for Sam are always perfect. He's so good at it. He's just so good. But
Yes. I do like the with their little conversation in the background where Sam's talking about like you've only got 2 months and we're gonna die here and whatever.
mhm.
I do like seeing Sam like throwing that chair against the door and whatever, and it's like it's kind of like you get this sense of him going a little bit crazy. If you know
Yeah,
what I
he's just
mean?
like, God damn it.
Yeah, like he's pissed off, he's at the end of his tether, and he's just like I love it because it's just like this little peek into that, and it's also kind of cool because it's like it's post mystery spot,
hmm
so it's kind of like this is where Sam is like really hurtling
He's
towards.
like, I really don't want to have to relive that again. When I
Yeah,
just
exactly. But yeah, it's kind of like Sam going crazy from like the preemptive grief and the guilt,
Yeah.
and it's just like yeah, I like it as just like this tiny little moment of it,
Yeah.
in the background.
I like it. It definitely gives us a timestamp too. Like, where are we in the story? Oh, we're here. We like have gone 8 months. Now we've got this long. No, we've gone 10 months.
Yeah.
We got this much longer to go. Oh shit. Which is good for us as the viewer to be like, okay, we're like almost to the end of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Um,
which again is probably a line they had to put in to like justify the fact that we're going to barrel towards the ending so quick. They had to be
well,
just kind of like
I do think it's really odd that they literally had that writer strike and then they have like a very limited amount of time to do
mm,
anything and they choose to waste an entire episode on a Ghostfacers where nothing
I'm
happens.
glad they did it though.
I
Like
am too. I think it's a good choice because what we're
yeah.
gonna have is gonna be so extremely heavy, but it is an
I
interesting
think
choice to do.
yes, I think a lot of shows get criticized for stuff like this. Like Star Trek Lower Decks in its final season had a couple of episodes that were more like they always have some experimental episodes, and they had a couple that were like more experimental and they didn't feature the main cast, and there were a lot of people that were like, why are we messing about with this like in the final season when the show's going to when the show's been cancelled and whatever. And I'm just kind of like, I get that as like a criticism, I do, but on the other hand, I'd rather that the show just take risks still, and like because otherwise, I think sometimes there's a thing where it's like when a show knows it has a limited amount of time, where it stops being inventive anymore, and it's
Right.
just like, okay, we have to get from A to B
Yeah.
now as quick as possible, and
Well,
actually that kind of makes for shit writing. Whereas I think that being like, okay, we've got a limited amount of time, we're gonna have to squeeze some stuff, but we can still fit in this like fun experimental episode
Well, I think that's what's so
into here.
special is that we don't really get that often anymore. And so it's cool to see that
Yeah.
back then they still are allowed to do this. And I will say that's one of the biggest complaints of like incels when they want to like criticize something they don't like,
Mm,
where it's like there's character development and there's stuff in it that like they don't get. They're like, nothing happened
yeah.
this episode. And it's like, sir, what do you mean? It's like the most touching episode of like The Last of Us, and they're like, nothing even happened. We never even saw Joel, and it's like most beautiful love story I've ever seen, and like it gives us a taste of like what the world is like and what it means to be alive and
Mm,
why you want to survive. Like those are extremely important elements of a story, and so I do think it's fun when we don't have to further the plot because we're
yeah,
expanding the world. We're expanding the worldview that we have
and
of the
yeah,
universe.
and like TV shows because the like 22 episode format has basically died. Like they're so they're so limited on it that yeah, they're no longer able to do these kind of like like I've said before, like filler episode is not pejorative to me. Like
Yeah, I
there
like
are
it.
plenty of things that are filler episodes are like so necessary to the ecosystem of a show like this.
Yeah.
It's like it's so noticeable when they try and make like monster of the week shows, or like even with the newer seasons of Doctor Who, where it's just like this format of show is not made to be squished into 8 episodes. It needs room to breathe. You need some episodes that are just like, here is a fun romp, here is a story, here is something weird that we've decided to do just because we can do it.
And all of
So
those things
yeah, I
expand like our understanding of the characters too. Like the
yeah.
doctor needs episodes where he can just play around so we are like, oh, this is who this iteration is. And I don't know. I'm glad that we got it. I'm made the comment because I'm surprised that we got it in
Yeah,
the
no, I'm
specific
but
scenario that we're in.
yes, I agree, but yeah, I think that it's actually a testament to the show that they decided to go ahead and put it in anyway.
Yes.
And yeah, it's
So I have a
yeah,
question
it's
for
good.
you. Have you,
Hmm.
I know the answer, but have you ever seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacres?
No,
Yeah,
Audrey, I've told you this
I
before. Like
know. I just have to clarify for our listeners.
Supernatural was the most horror show I'd ever seen
Right.
when I first watched it. So
Right.
I'm not a
So
horror person.
the scene in the bunker downstairs in the basement where it's my party is playing on a record that you can tell is very like
Hmm.
creaky and weird. And then it's a very strange video recording, like the way that it's
Yeah.
recorded is very scary. The lighting is very tinted and yellow. You can kind of see Corbett strapped to a chair at the end. You can kind of see Sam strapped to a chair at the end, and then there are corpses in between. And
Hmm.
that is exactly Texas Chainsaw Massacre core. And the fact that he has that song going and then goes over to Sam and puts that birthday hat on top of his head. That
That
was,
moment is
oh,
sent me.
grim. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
very that. And I like the homage
It's
because it was well done and it
yeah.
was very unsettling. So I wanted to paint you the picture in case you've never seen it. I knew you hadn't, but
No. Yeah,
very
I think
disturbing.
I kind of I think I kind of vaguely knew that it was a reference. I didn't know it was a reference specifically to that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, in movies
But
like that, like there's a whole, I
yeah.
mean, genre of horror that is like kind of deeply disturbing,
Yeah.
gore, frightening, secret family, like inbred,
Yeah.
like very, very frightening. And that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hit every note for me. I also
Yeah.
really loved when
But it's
Dean,
also just like a little bit of like dark humor as well, because it is
yes.
funny. Like it is when because you're not expecting it, right? You're not expecting a little
Yeah.
party hat to
You
end up
think
on
he's
his head.
going over
You're
there
like,
with like a knife or something because he
yeah,
just lobotomized Corbett. And then he goes over to
yeah,
Sam and you're like, no, and he just puts a little party hat on him. Pop. Pops a
yeah,
little thing
exactly.
on it. But I love when Dean gets like locked in the basement when he's going to find Sam and he tells the guys, he's like, go in my duffel bag, get the salt, make a circle and get inside. And they're like,
Hmm.
inside the duffel bag? And he's like, oh my
Yes,
God, why are y'all so stupid?
I wrote that one down. That one really made me laugh.
It's
But yeah,
so funny.
a lot of my notes are literally just like tiny little like moments or lines that either made me laugh or were like cute or something. So I love when Sam. There's a moment where he says like "stay close." Just I think it's to Maggie, and his voice is just like so soft and sweet. It's just like a little cute like
I know.
it's so cute. And also I love when Sam and Dean work out the whole thing about like him bringing corpses back
Yeah.
from the morgue,
Hmm.
and like Dean's ew is kind of funny, but Sam's made me laugh out loud. And actually, it didn't make me laugh quite as much as it might have done because somebody had clipped that the other day and it had been like going round Tumblr, so I'd seen it very recently. I think had I just come across it in the wild in the episode again, I might have like just never stopped laughing because something about it was so fucking funny to me. But yeah,
I
even
love
even
that.
having seen it recently, it was just so we can always put that clip in the show notes, I
Yeah, I
guess.
would love to do that.
Because there is a clip of it on Tumblr,
I'll
so
need to
because
go watch it again. That's so
it's
cute.
so cute. It's so cute and it made me laugh. It's just the way it's the
Ew.
line delivery. It's like,
Yeah.
ew.
Oh, I
It's like
do
it's
love
so
that.
unexpected.
One of my favorite things about this one specifically too is while Sam's downstairs, I think Dean goes and he like saves him or whatever. And then he's telling Dean the ghost's lore. And Dean's like, how do you know all this? And he goes, the ghost told me. And so he had like
Yeah.
this heart to heart with a ghost, which tracks because he's so compassionate. And he's
Yeah.
just sitting down there with his party hat on talking to the ghost. And he learns all this background
Yeah.
from him.
Also, I don't know if you uh recognize, but the guy who plays Daggett, the ghost, he plays the golem in season 8.
I didn't recognize that because I forgot
Because
about the golem.
there are a very limited number of people who are that tall.
That big, yeah.
Yeah,
True.
and have a deep, that like really deep voice like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I recognized him straight away. I was like, oh
Nice.
fuck.
I literally, okay, so I really think that this ghost story is really compelling. I
Yeah.
really like the idea that a man who was really disturbed and like basically was a grave robber, like stole bodies from the morgue, then died, haunts his own house. And because of the other bodies that are there, there are also death echoes haunting it. So it's
Mm,
like multi-layered like haunts. And the lore is so complex that it can only be dealt with once every 4 years. It's just such an
yes.
interesting story. And I at first couldn't decide if they were playing Corbett's queerness as a laugh,
Mm,
or if they're being sincere in a stupid way, because it's a stupid episode, but it's also the same episode that had the horrible, like, racist joke. But then it was being sincere and like Corbett, because of his, like, I think that's one of the things, like, it says war changes man and one woman. And then one of them says, yeah, gay love can pierce through the veil of death and save the day. And like he
yeah.
literally saves them because his love for Ed like
I
wakes him
I
out of the
think the
death
thing is,
echo.
it is somewhat played for laughs. So
Right.
they're like, you've got to go be gay for that poor dead intern, right? But I think crucially,
So
Ben
stupid.
Edlund is a gay man,
Yeah.
so it's being played for laughs, but in like a gay way.
Like
If you know what
here
I
we're
mean?
in on it
Like,
because it's not like
yes,
when they write misogynistic jokes about women and it's a man who wrote it. It's a
yeah,
queer man who's writing a queer like joke about queer
yeah,
people.
exactly, yeah. It does come across as as like it's like a joke, but you don't feel like it's a joke at his expense. You
Yeah.
know, it when they're doing it, it feels more like the joke is
The
on Ed
the
and Harry
straight men, yeah.
for being a little bit uncomfortable
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
like they're having to overlook their discomfort because the truth of it is that that's their intern and you got to
Yeah,
go embrace, that connection y'all have because it's going to save, him or and then in turn it saved them.
yeah,
It's just such a weird story. It's such a cute episode.
yeah.
I wish we
I
could have
did also
seen.
note.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say I did also note when Dean kind of like jump scares Maggie's camera, where he just like appears and she's like, oh! I was like, this is how I feel like
Yeah,
90% of the
Dean
time
jump
when Dean
scare.
appears in like in late seasons anyway. Late
Yeah.
seasons Dean jump
You're like,
scare.
ugh. Gross. No, I was gonna say, I wish we could have seen Sam in that denim button up throughout the episode because he's wearing like that denim button up when
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
out of there and they're watching it. He looks really, really
Mm,
good. And then that clip of Corbett at the end with the it was just like a sweet little note at the end, which is like an like memoriam or whatever of him was like really sweet. Like they interview Corbett and he goes, I think tonight all of our dreams are gonna come true. And I was like, oh baby.
yeah, did you know that this episode was nominated for and lost a GLAAD award?
Oh,
Which,
that's so
look,
silly.
I agree with you that it is like surprisingly sort of sweet, but it's also like pickings were slim in 2008 if
I'm
this
like,
got fucking nominated for a GLAAD
this?
award. Yeah.
Damn. How far off at this point were we like from like how long ago had it been Tara and Willow?
So that kiss would have been what 2001, I
So
guess.
we're 6 years past that. in
Yeah,
2007, the writer's strike, and this is
yeah.
what was up. Okay,
But
whatever. Glad awards go off.
let's be honest. Like the mid 2000s, like early and mid 2000s, were not a good time. Like Willow and Tara were unusual for a reason.
Revolutionary, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it. Like the boys left behind electromagnet scrambler, erase all
Oh,
of everything.
I was gonna say that the only other thing I really wanted to note was I fucking love Sam's line when they're like critiquing the Ghostfacers thing at the end, where they're like, "It's bizarre how you were able to honor Corbett's death while grossly
What?
exploit, sorry, or honor Corbett's memory while grossly exploiting the manner of his death."
Yeah, he has this little smug face. He's like, and they're like,
Yeah,
thank you. I
like
don't know. Like,
that made me fucking cackle. And
I
again,
think,
that was that again feels like a good little like joke where it's kind of like making fun of them for that like performativity.
yeah. And then I think
It's a bit lampshady in this show, but you know.
it's cute. Well, and then one of them goes, "Don't be such a facer hater." Like,
Yeah.
it's very silly. That's such a silly. It's a
Yeah.
silly episode. So let's do final thoughts. If you have any, we'll rate it,
Hmm.
and then we'll be done.
Yeah, I think my final thought is that it's a fun episode. On
Period.
the
Like,
whole.
that's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing else really. I mean, nothing. Even the most emotional stuff that happens in this one, isn't has nothing to do with Sam and Dean. So just kind of a nice little breath before I think things get really fucking serious in the next few episodes. So let's do our wardrobe judgment for this one. What did you think of this?
I gave it adorable because it didn't stand out to me in
Yeah.
particular.
I
So
said like genuinely good. Like I really he looked good. He was tall. I really like that. I love that denim shirt at the
he
end.
was notably tall.
He was notably tall.
His
Period.
hair looks good in this one. I like it's very like little flippy at the end.
Gorgeous.
That I think is also part of the like nebulous. He looks slightly different. Something about his hair is slightly more flippy or something.
Yeah. I agree. He looked good. He looked good. Okay, so on the Sam fan friendly scale, let's start with screen time 0 to 5. What do you think? What'd you give it?
So I gave this a 2 because
Okay.
it by its very nature it is, as we said, kind of like a Sam and Dean light episode.
They're like
So
not there. Yeah.
yeah, like I enjoy every moment he's there because it's fucking hilarious and big. Yeah, but like he's not there.
No, I
So
gave it literally a 0.5. Like he's not there.
okay, yeah,
And insofar as that the boys are there, he's the one that gets like abducted and he has to be found. And so then
actually, you know
he's
what?
even
I
there
think
like
you're right.
less. Yeah.
Can I give it a? I think a 0.5 is a bit low for me. Can I give it a 1?
Sure.
I
All
think
right.
that, yeah, I think you're right. I was thinking of that I've got to grade this on a curve versus where I've graded other stuff, and I've graded stuff as low as a 2
Hmm.
before,
Yeah,
and this
you
is
don't have
less
to
than
curve
that
it anymore
probably.
too, because we got the general rating system to balance it
Well,
out if
I
we
know,
need to.
no, but I mean, yeah, just thinking about like where I've rated other episodes that have
Yeah.
less sunscreen time.
This
Yeah,
is maybe the least, besides like this is definitely the least Jared we've ever gotten. The
yeah,
only episode with less Sam is Born Under a Bad Sign, but at least Jared's there. Like this is
yeah,
definitely
exactly.
like if I would have given it a 1 had Sam not
Hmm.
gotten lost, but he did. So then
Yeah,
we got even less of him and more
yeah. I
Dean.
mean, it was very much a like Sam is the damsel in distress
Yeah.
because
But
he
he did
does
get
just
good
kind of.
intel while he was down there with his little hat
That's true.
on. Okay. Enjoyment for a Sam fan. How'd you enjoy it?
A 2. I think the
Yeah.
swearing and some of his little like reaction faces and stuff really pumped it
Hmm.
up. Like I think that Jared made the fucking most of every moment that he
As he
was
always
there.
does.
Yeah, and he really played. He's so, as you said, he's so good at playing that like deadpanness that
Yeah.
Sam has, and I think that that works so well in this episode.
I
Like
agree.
you like having the way Sam is so he's so annoyed at it all, if you know what
Uh-huh.
I mean.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, get this fucking camera out of my face, but without actually saying it. But he just has that kind of like air of that the entire time, and I think that that like plays so well
Yeah.
for like it's such a Sam reaction that he would
It's
have.
it's
So
really good. I gave it a 2.5. I really enjoyed even though he wasn't really there a lot, every time he was,
Mm.
I loved it. And the cussing really ramps up my enjoyment because I really feel like the Winchesters need to be cussing at all times. So yeah, that really made me happy. Hard Eyes.
So I gave this slightly higher on the heart eyes. So I think this is some Sam taxes went into that. So yeah, I think the cursing went into my heart eyes.
Yeah.
And also, honestly, the little party hat
Oh,
was so, as I said, it was so cute in like a
so
really like
fucking
dark and gross
creepy. Yeah.
way, which
Yeah.
I do appreciate. I really do appreciate like grossly cute as a thing,
Right. What did you
and
give it?
also the sorry, a 3.5. I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also like the nosebleed. I I
You
thought
do
the
love a
nosebleed
nosebleed. I don't
was
love
cute.
that. You know how I
I
am.
thought it
You
looked
know
really
how I
cute.
be.
I don't know. It just looked cute to me.
I
It
mean,
was
he's very
cutesy.
cute. I gave it a three, hard eyes three, yeah, because the cussing was great. Like he looked beautiful. He was like annoyed. He was like getting the lore. He was just chit-chatting with that ghost. The ghost was like, I'm gonna lobotomize this guy, but I'm gonna hang out with you. Like I just think that's cute. So yeah, I overall gave it an average of two.
Mm,
Only because obviously Sam's like barely there. I do like this episode. You gave it a 2.16, and so overall, this one on the Sam scale is a 2.08. So
mhm.
let's judge this just on general feelings without Sam goggles on. So we're gonna do
Yeah.
writing and directing first. What did you give this, Vic, on a scale from 0 to 5?
Okay, this is tricky for me because for what it is, it's really fucking good.
Right.
And I appreciate the like um yeah, as you said, like doing something a bit different, taking a bit of a left field approach,
Hmm.
and doing and like just the premise of like this whole episode is going to be shot outside a point of view, and it's all going to kind of be like fully immersed within this
The
like
web
fake
series.
web
Yeah.
series is a great concept and it's so funny, but I don't think that it's like the most, how do I put, I don't think it's the most like technically like technical writing fantastic episode. It's it's very funny and it accomplishes what it sets out to accomplish, but
Hmm.
like it doesn't wow me in the same way as I guess maybe some episodes might. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, which is not to diminish the skill that goes into writing a comedic episode. That's not what I mean. It's not because it's specifically because it's a comedic episode, but it's yeah, I don't know. And I do think the directing's good because obviously like it makes really good
Yeah. It's
use
like a whole other medium
of that
that they're
premise.
doing. Hmm.
Yes. So I do really appreciate that. So yeah, I gave it a 4 overall.
Hmm.
So
I
I enjoyed
yeah,
it, but it wasn't like yeah.
I gave it a 4.25. I was gonna give it like a 4.75 for writing directing. I really like when they kind of do something experimental like that with the
Yeah,
director.
absolutely.
But because they wrote that awful joke, I was like, fuck you. So I knocked like a whole half point off because I was like, nope. It made me mad. But everything else I really liked. What about acting?
So yeah, I gave this a 4.3. Like I thought it was again
Hmm.
very solid.
Yeah.
The guys who play Ed and Harry are really good. Again, they're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
They kind of nail that. So
I
and
agree.
I really liked. I know we generally don't include like Jared and Jensen in the like acting thing, but I do think that Jared's like very deadpan delivery really stood out for me in this episode. So
Mhm.
I do kind of want to acknowledge that in the acting.
Totally.
So,
I gave it a 4.75. I thought everyone did a great job. And I do think it's hard to be funny. I think it's so hard to
that's true.
and for the whole thing to be based on um where it's not
Actually,
straight out jokes,
yeah,
it's the tone of the campiness of them taking themselves too seriously, and that's what's funny. I
mm,
think they did such a good job.
yeah.
Um
Actually, I would like to say that I actually do kind of want to highlight Jensen's acting in this as well.
yeah.
In that Jensen, I said before, I really like Jensen's comedic acting, but he's a very
Yeah.
sticky kind of comedic actor,
Yeah.
and I appreciate moments like this where he does. where it's like he actually played it very straight.
He
Like
had to
that,
be
I
the
think
straight
that's what
guy.
works so
Yeah.
well. Yeah, which is unusual because he doesn't usually
He's
do
usually
that.
the comedy. Yeah, he's usually the
I
fun
mean,
guy.
he does play a straight guy, but you know what
Yes, we know what you mean. In the we're
I
discussing
mean.
comedy, that's what I mean.
Yes.
So,
So yeah, I think that's what makes it really work is that everyone plays it very straight. Like
mhm.
even Ed and Harry are playing, as you said, it's kind of like they're playing it dead
Serious.
serious. It's
Yeah.
just that they're so
They're
over
so
earnest.
silly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought the kid who played Corbett was so sweet. Like he played that role so well. He was so lovable and that the whole story hinges on if you like him or not. And I think
Yeah.
he just did a good job. Okay. Last one, enjoyment. How'd you just enjoy this in general?
I really enjoyed it.
Me
Like,
too.
yeah, putting any other stuff aside, this was a 4.8 for me. Like
Yeah.
it was fun to watch. I literally just wrote down like I think about 2 minutes into it, I was like, I'm just smiling from how fun this
It's
episode
so
is.
fun. It's one of the
Yeah.
ones that, and I told Corey we were watching it together. I was like, this
Hmm.
is one of the most iconic episodes of the series. So we watched this, we watched like three in a row. So I started with Mystery Spot. I was like, this is the most iconic episode
Yeah.
of the show. And then we were, we watched straight through and I was like, this is another iconic episode. And it's true. Like I would put this on to show someone what the show is kind of like what it can be like. And so I gave it a 5 because I really
That's
love
fair.
it. This is maybe one of my favorites to just like throw on. I did think about the racist
Yes.
joke again and it made me mad again, so I knocked 2.5
Right.
point 2.5. So my writing director went down again to 4. But
Okay.
overall I average scored this on the general scale 4.58. You gave it a 4.36, and so it's a 4.47 on the general
Hmm.
scale compared to the 2.08 on the Sam scale. So it is much higher. It's almost like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
think
like
that's very fair.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
But to be fair, it would also score like if we were a Dean podcast. I think it would also kind of score lower on the Dean scale
It would.
too
This is
because
one of
he's
those, yeah,
also
for sure.
yeah he's also barely there. He just unfortunately yeah they decide to damsel Sam, so he's even less there than Dean. But
Wow. Well, we did it, Vic. Thank you for
we
being
did.
here. We've got
No
like
problem.
2 episodes left, I think, to record after this one.
That's crazy.
Isn't that deranged? Yeah, we
I
do.
am so looking forward to doing Mystery Spot though.
I know. We have, since we're recording this out of order, we
Yeah.
technically have
So
three episodes left, but
have you already made your notes for it then?
I
Because you
already
said
did
you'd
because I
watched it.
wanted to watch it in order just to be
Ah.
sure I could talk in
Yeah.
context. But there really is nothing in context that matters in Mystery Spot for these 2 episodes, so it's
Yeah.
really fine. But
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Okay, well, we will see you guys next week. Bye.